Okay, next example. The Thalen family starts saving for a vacation that is 1 year away. They start with $125 the first month. Each month they save 8% more than the previous month. Because it's 8% more, my common ratio is going to be 1.08. How much will they have saved 12 months later? So this is taking into account saving month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, adding them all together. So this is going to be a finite geometric series formula. So the finite formula is a sub 1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So my a sub 1 is my first month. So it's 1 minus, my common ratio is 1.08 to the 12th power over 1 minus 1.08. So if you're putting in this calculator, just be very careful that I just always put the numerator in parentheses and the denominator in parentheses. So put this in the calculator. You want to know how much money, so you should round the nearest 2 decimal places. So it's going to be 2372.14, the nearest cent. Okay, so you're totaling up each of these months. That's why it's a geometric series. Okay, next, number 9, evaluate each series after you write A1, R, and N. So number 9 is a geometric finite series because it doesn't have an ellipses. So I'm going to use the formula. I would just add these up, actually. So your A sub 1 is going to be negative 45. Your common ratio is take 135 and divide it by negative 45, and you get negative 3. And your number of terms is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd actually just add these up in your calculator. Okay? This one is and also a finite one. So your A sub 1 is 1/3. Your R is 1/9 divided by 1/3. So you're multiplying by 1/3 to get the next term. And your number of terms is going to be 4. So you could plug it into this formula, 1 minus, and if it's a fraction, you need to put this. I don't know why I put 4 right there. Okay, if it's a fraction, you really should put this in parentheses. Okay, to the 4th power times 1/3 all over 1 minus 1/3. Okay, or it's probably just faster if you just add up these. There's not that many terms. Okay, number 11. This, you're going to use the infinite geometric series formula because there's infinity up here. So first I'm going to generate the first term. So the first term is plugging in 1. So the first term is 3/4. The next term, plug in 2. So 3 squared is 9. 4 squared, 16. So I can see that my common ratio is 3/4. So I'm going to use the formula A sub 1 over 1 minus R. So it's going to be 3/4 over 1 minus 3/4. So 1 minus 3/4 is 1/4. So this is going to be 3/4 times 4 over 1. Cancel out the 4's, which is 3. So the sum of that infinite geometric series is 3. This one, I'm going to first generate the first couple of terms. So if I plug in 1, it's going to be negative 1/2. If I plug in 2, it's going to be negative 1/2 squared, which is 1/4. If I plug in 3, it's going to be negative 1/2 cubed, which is negative 1/8. So I can see that my first term is negative 1/2, and my R, my common ratio, is 1/4 divided by negative 1/2, which is negative 1/2. So because I have an infinity symbol, it's going to be the sum of the infinite series, and it converges because the absolute value of R is less than 1. So it's going to be negative 1/2 over 1 minus negative 1/2. So 1 minus negative 1/2 is going to be 3/2 because that's 1 plus 1/2. And then I'm going to take the denominator and flip it over so it's 2/3. So the sum is going to be negative 1/3. Okay, it's going to be negative 1/3.